What's up, everybody, and welcome to this week's Deckin Around Top 3. We are so excited. This is the first top 3 of the year, Steve.
Dang, dude, I can't believe it's 2022.
I know, it's a little bit weird out there. We hopefully everyone out there had a really good holiday season. Hopefully everyone is enjoying the new year so far. We have some amazingly fun decks to check out tonight. And I got to say, they are 2021 decks, but obviously this early into the year, it's a little tough to get our hands on some 2022 decks, but we'll definitely have some coming up soon. I'm excited for this one, man. I think there's some really fun decks in this week.
Yeah, definitely a wide variety of styles.
Dude, no doubt about that. All very artistic in their own little way. I gotta say, I was really excited to check out some of these decks. We are glad to have everyone here tuning in with us tonight. Hopefully, each and every one of you are enjoying your weekend. And, dude, for anyone who doesn't know, obviously, we're going to be doing some giveaways tonight. So, first and foremost, if you haven't already, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel.
And please ring the bell.
And in addition to that, we're going to be giving away 2 Deckin Around mystery decks tonight. These 2 decks are going to be going out, one to a comment winner from the last video we did. If you haven't had a chance to go comment on that video now, go do so now. You'll get yourself an entry into a giveaway we will be doing at the end of the video today.
Is there anything special about these giveaways? Anything on the wrapping paper? Nothing.
No, these are about regular Tyler and Steve's this time around. So I gotta say,
the new V2s, huh?
The new wrapping paper is a little bit more consistent, I gotta say.
Gotcha.
So it works out a little bit better. These are still early stage, though. You can see there's a lot of tape on the back here. If I can get this to focus, it's a lot of tape.
Yeah, you perfected it now, right?
I've gotten it a lot smaller there. But that being said, one lucky winner in the chat tonight is going to win one of these decks here as well. All you have to do to win one is type !Raffle in the chat to get your entry, and those entries are open as is. So I see Vandersal has already dropped it in there. You should start seeing it coming up in a second here. Let me just double check that we are all good with the giveaway stuff.
Well, C-Dub's already bringing in the new year with some mean comments.
I want the deck with Steve's meaty hands on it. There are not a lot of meaty-handed decks these days, I will say. But C-Dub, I will work on getting you a Steve's hands wrapping paper just for that. So let me see here about.
Mitts.
Oh my God, that would be a good one, dude. I gotta say. That would be a fun one. It would be interesting to see. Okay, we are looking good for the giveaway here. Yep. And is the channel popping up? They're showing up there. There we go. Yeah. So everyone out there, make sure to do !Raffle in the chat for your chance to win a Deckin Around mystery deck. And everyone out there who has won mystery decks in the past couple weeks and whoever won some decks for the 24-hour episode, you should be starting to get your prizes there. Things will be going out. I think we maybe have 2 mystery decks that had to go from the last video, and otherwise everything's pretty much out the door other than a handful of things. So
I think we have probably about 4 or 5 from the 24-hour that was in our hands. We're just waiting for some a couple of last minute donations, but once they come in, it'll all go out.
Yep. So we ready to do this, Ben?
Let's do it.
All right, and of course I can't see any of the stuff on here right now, so there we go, and let's jump into it. Dude, it's been a while since we heard the intro song, and I'm glad to have it on.
I don't know if you do it, but every time the intro goes on, I do it out loud, like to the music. I don't know.
Like yeah. I absolutely love it. Dude, absolutely love it. So I got to say, we have some really fun decks this week. In fact, 2 of them are out and about. One of them, I think, is pretty much sold out at this point, and one of them's out on Kickstarter right now. So we have some really fun decks helping you plan your 2022 for some fun playing card collecting out there. Steve, you ready to hear what number 3 is this week?
Tell me.
All right, coming in at number 3 this week, we have the Altered World Portal V2 playing cards. This deck is printed by an unknown printer on premium crushed stock, and we're actually going to be taking a look at the blue version. This deck is currently on Kickstarter right now. The blues, I think, are retailing for about $18 shipped, and there are 4 different colors on it and some really cool brick boxes along with this as well. So the 4 colors, you can get a pink, a purple, a blue, and an orange. I believe the blue, pink, and purple are all limited in some capacity, and then the orange is unlimited. This deck has some really fun vibes to it, though, I gotta say. For anyone out there who's interested in it, once you see the video, make sure to check out the link in the description below for that Kickstarter there. Let's look at that. I also forgot to share my screen today. Dude, I'm in
You know
vacation
what?
mode
It's a
still.
new year, dude. It's all good.
I'm in vacation mode still, but here we go, pulling in number 3. Let's check this thing out. If it shares. There we go. And what do we got here? So as you can see, this is a really fun, artistic, and kind of like light-hearted styling to the artwork there. Some really cool geometric aspects to it. This deck is actually inspired by MC Escher, which one of my favorite artists out there. So when I heard that, I was really excited to check this thing out. You can see it also has a little bit of a 8-bit slash video game vibe to it with that little loading bar on the inside tuck flap. And then this really cool kind of Portal World-esque back design here. Dude,
It
I
reminds me
cannot
of
get enough of
Cubert
it.
for all those old folks out there that might know the game Cubert. It
Dude, they got
kind
some
of reminds me of
great,
that.
like, great look to the whole thing, honestly. Looks honestly, fans and handles like a dream. Really nicely done there.
Yep.
We are trying to figure out who the printer is on this one. We're not sure. If you look at the campaign, it says KSPCC. I have no idea who KSPCC is, but K is also close to U on the keyboard, so it could be USPCC. We don't know. We're still up in the air on that one. So you
Yep.
can see this whole kind of like artistic, like chunky vibe to it. They've got some interesting style to all of the court or to the number cards there. One pip on each one is replaced with the enlarged version of the pips that you see on the ace as well as on the courts in the corners there.
Yeah.
And then, dude, just some really fun artwork.
Definitely
It's
video
almost,
game vibes for sure.
I almost get like a street art vibe to it as well.
Yeah, no, totally, 100%. I think it's funny. I was going through the deck and I'm like, oh, this reminds me of Mario the Magician's like robots that he builds.
It does kind of look a little bit like that little robot he has there. They
Yeah,
have some fun, like, characters to him as well. The
yeah.
faces are really lively and interesting, and honestly, I love the colors they chose as alternative colors to the traditional red and black suits. Really kind of fun, very pastel-esque, really interesting color choices.
Dude, I really enjoy. It's very subtle, but how you say on the number cards how there's one pip. It's
Yeah.
kind of like an 8-bit pip, I guess you can say. But
Yeah,
it's
a
very
little
subtle.
cubic.
It's not in your face, but I like it. It's really classy looking.
And so one of the cool things about this too, obviously being MC Escher inspired, it's also kind of optical illusion inspired. So there's a lot of little aspects to this deck, which you may see here and there. We saw it on the Ace of Hearts, actually, where it's the patterning to it is actually an optical illusion where you can't, there's more cubes making it up than you would expect because of the variation in shading, which adds an interesting layer of depth to it. Honestly, I love that fan too, dude. Like the way the back design is built out, that red aspect just really looks clean.
Yeah, I haven't seen the other colors. I have them here. I haven't opened them yet, just because obviously I love blue. But Leo was asking, does KSPCC smell like USPCC? And it doesn't feel like USPCC, but
What does it smell like?
it handles well.
That's not the question, Steve. Smell it now.
No, but it does smell. It doesn't smell like chemicals. It smells more USPCC than other decks, to be honest. But it doesn't feel like USPCC.
Interesting. So it could have been an interesting print run. Who knows? There's so
Yeah.
many different things out there that can impact it, but I'd be curious to see. Hopefully, we get some insight as to who the printer is on this one because it's definitely a fun deck. And I have to say, for anyone out there who is interested in this, who likes the idea of optical illusions, who likes MC Escher, definitely check out the Kickstarter because this is a dope deck. This is actually the V2 to the previous version, which I think did actually pretty well on Kickstarter also.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think people are big fans of MC Escher, and anything that kind of gives you
Has
that
that vibe, yeah.
people dig it. I
Yeah.
dig it.
Dude, coming in strong at number 3, starting off this week right, I gotta say. I really just like all of the depth to this thing as well. But with that in mind, Steve, why don't you tell us what's coming in for number 2 this week?
I will do that. Number 2 is the Orbit Christmas. The Orbit Christmas is a 10,000 print run on premium crushed USPCC stock, and it retails for $15.
Dude, that's not bad. Not bad at
Yeah,
all.
I
And
mean
that's a fun little deck there.
it's definitely increasing in value because it's obviously almost sold out, and we know that as soon as they saw it on the Orbit website, prices go up pretty quickly. But yeah, $15 is a steal.
Dude, that really is a great deal. And honestly, anytime you get an Orbit deck, they always do really large print runs to help make sure that everyone gets their hands on it. This was actually their first holiday deck. It's one of the handful of decks outside of the usual theme of space, even though there is kind of a space-ish vibe to it still, because it is an orbit deck after all.
Yep.
But really excited to see them branching out with those little like fun decks like that.
Yeah, and I think we're going to be seeing a lot more of them. Chris told us, so I'm looking forward to seeing what else is coming in the near
Absolutely.
future.
Absolutely. And for anyone out there who has not done so already, make sure to type in !raffle into the chat to get your chance to win a new deck, a mystery deck sitting right here, a Deckin Around mystery deck. I don't know what's in here. I can't remember what I wrapped. You have a very good chance of getting a fun mystery deck here. So for anyone out there who wants to get a chance to win a mystery deck, !raffle in the chat. And while we're at it, let's go check out what's coming up on this next video here.
Yes. So I don't know if it's freezing for you, but I'm having some difficulties here, so bear with me.
All right.
But as you can see, it does have your typical standard tuck, which is has the number 23 on the top. Now, I don't even know what that 23 stands for. Do you?
I do not. Off the top of my head, I do not. I'm sure we could find out. Maybe
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I love the color. I think blue is definitely one of Chris's favorite colors because I think this is the 4th blue orbit deck, which I am truly excited about. But as you can see, it does have a winter theme on the back there and handles beautifully, being USPCC as expected.
Yeah.
I always like the little elements for fanning that they add to it. You can't really see it in the video, but it does have a little hint of that orange from the light on the back of the deck. Nice diptych Joker from Orbit with the little stocking hanging there. And then you have Santa Claus, Ace of Spades. And then you have your standard Orbit number cards. They are custom. They do have a little bit of stylized compared to the standard courts. I mean,
Yeah,
the
you can
standard
tell the
numbers.
indices are not standard there.
Yeah, and I think this is the first time that I've seen some, correct me if I'm wrong, but this is the first time I've seen some kind of details added to the court cards.
Yeah, it's definitely fun looking too.
Yeah, like there's like glasses with little mistletoes on them and stuff like that. But you do have your standard courts.
I like the
For
little mittens
Orbit.
there.
Yeah, they did a really cool job. I like the additions to that rather than your standard orbits. They added a little bit of the detail, and I like the colors. Being blue, they pulled out those standard, reds and yellows.
Dude, definitely looks clean. I gotta say, ooh, that hot chocolate there's got me craving too.
Gingerbread cookie.
Dude, I have to say too, you mentioned the fanning elements on the back. I love the little Christmas lights they have there. I love the little elements they've really thrown throughout this entire deck. The back design though reminds me of like a Thomas Kincaid photo.
I can see that. Yeah. You know what it reminds me of? When I was living in Boston, I had this friend who's a photographer, and he did a lot of light, scenes at night. And he used to shoot for EMS. Any of you New Englanders know what EMS is? It's a mountain sports store. And there's one really big photo that he did. It was at night, and it was literally in all the snow, and there was one tent that was lit in the corner, and it was literally looks like the back of that deck. It was like a nice winter scene with.
Oh, look at that.
It was a nice winter scene with a lit tent that kind of reminds me of that back design, so it's pretty cool.
That is really cool. I like it. I like it a lot. I gotta say too, as much as it may be a Thomas Kincaid photo in my mind, that's not actually a bad thing at all though, because at the end of the day, the artwork looks awesome. There's
Yeah.
really a lot of fun aspects to it. And like I said, this is the first Orbit deck we're seeing that brings in that holiday kind of vibe to it. Really can't go wrong there. Dude, for anyone out there who's watching right now, if you haven't already, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. And of course, hit that !raffle in the chat so you get a chance to win a mystery Deckin Around deck here. Stick around till the end of the show when we announce this week's live giveaway. And while we're at it, we might as well announce this week's, what's it called? The last week comment winner.
Comment giveaway winner.
So as always, we're going to pull in the comment picker of lackluster fun here. And one lucky winner from last week's video is going to, from last year's video, is going to be chosen for a mystery deck. This one I got sitting in my hand right here. While I'm at it, I'm going to throw a Deckin Around OG sticker into the mix, designed by Nathan Oser with Steve's old IG name on that thing. Tells you how old it is there. But that being said,
I am.
let us pull in a comment winner here and see what we got. Ready to go, Steve?
I'm ready. Let's do it.
All right. So allow duplicates, include replies, anything goes, and let's do it. Congratulations to Sisa Polgarova. Sisa, make sure to reach out to us, show@deckinaround.com. Congratulations on the win. This mystery deck is going to be going out to you as soon as we get your home address. So congratulations. Erica, I see your comment right there. I still haven't gotten an OG sticker. It is sitting on my coffee table next to an envelope, which is going to be going out this week. I was explaining to Steve that I do not have mail pickup at my home. I actually have to go to the post office, and I hate going to the post office. So
He's
it
telling
happens
the
very
truth
infrequently.
because I have a package waiting from him too, and I haven't gotten it
So
yet. And he's been sick, so bear with him.
yes. So everyone will be getting their stuff. It'll be going out this week. And while we're at it, we might as well share what's coming in at number 1 this week.
Let's do
Ready
it.
for it, Steve?
Yes.
Coming in at number 1 this week, we have the Fontaine's Hollow Spiral playing cards, printed by Legends playing cards on their classic stock. This deck is part of a 15,000 deck print run and retails for $15. Dude, I gotta say, this thing is crazy looking. I am not. I'm an on the fence Fontaine kind of person. You know what? I love certain ones of them. Dabs Mila, one of my favorite Fontaine decks out there.
Yep.
This one hits me in a nostalgia way. There's something about this deck that just speaks to me because ultimately, you know, I think I brought up at the 24-hour episode or a previous episode, those little like tops or spinners or metal disc spinners that you get as a kid where there's the hollow images. That's what this looks like to me.
You know what it reminds me of?
100%.
It reminds me of those old school, I think they were Converse, and they were kind of plastic on the side. They had kind of a plastic coating on them, and they had kind of weird designs. And
Okay.
that's what it kind of reminds me of. They had like
I
really
can see
funky
that.
designs.
So let's check this thing out. And you know what? I know there's always an interesting like love or hate relationship with Fontaines. And I'll tell you right now, I'm as unbiased as they come on Fontaine because not every deck speaks to me there. Not wow, geez, I'm like struggling to speak here. Not every deck of theirs speaks to me there, but at the same time, they really do have some fun decks out there. So let's check out what we have in the mix for this week with this Hollow Spiral here. So
Yeah.
as you can see, this thing is a extremely vibrant tuck box there. The back design is mirrored across the entire tuck here with this little spiraling kind of circle aspect to it, which I really enjoy.
Yeah.
The other part of it that's really interesting is, you know what, there, look at that 6,500 print run on the bottom, it says.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
So a lot smaller print run than we were
Oh,
anticipating
you know what?
there.
Maybe the original Hollow was
Yeah, the original.
15,000.
Yeah.
My bad.
So this one here, the Hollow Spiral, is the 6,500. Correction on that right there. But dude, I cannot get enough of that back design.
Dude,
I'll be
so good.
honest. If you had a deck in here that had a lot of aspects. So, you know, there's something about this. This Hollow Spiral just looks good. Being a Legends deck, it actually handles and fans pretty well. Legends has stepped up their game pretty significantly. The fact that pushes this one over is the hollow on the front for me. The hollow on the back looks great. Those matching jokers or ad cards there look dope. But the fact is, this Hollow Spiral on the front of the cards just pops. And that's not something we see every day. I was on the fence between the Orbits and this deck for number 1, but that hollow there just is so cleanly done. And I think a lot of that actually goes more so to the printer than the design of the deck itself.
Yeah.
But that being said, looking at it as a full package, this thing is just an eye catcher. You can see it has these standard Fontaine indices, number cards, and courts here. Nothing too crazy out of it. Being a, you know, magic oriented kind of deck, they are using pretty much the USPCC standard courts here, even though it is a Legends deck. And you can tell by that really vibrant red and that like very bright primary blue. But that being said, for a magician out there, a Cardist who's really using this for motion aspects, those fronts don't mean as much as that back design there, dude.
Yeah, and I'm kind of bummed that, and I don't know why this happened, but you know, you do have, you know, the Jokers and the Ace that have that nice holographic pattern,
But
on
they
the
don't bring
front,
it through.
but they don't put it through the courts. And I just think it would have been really cool to have even the indices on the courts to be that pattern, which would really add some elements to movement on the front if the cards were, you know, faced that way.
So I have to say, I really think that where they could have done well with this is an individual pip on every single card would
Yeah.
have been a nice little touch. And then, yeah, like you said, the pips on the court cards as the hollow would have been a really subtle touch. It would have been clean. You wouldn't have had to have too much redesign on the courts themselves, but it would have added that fun little aspect to it. That being said, really a amazing looking deck. Erica, we got a good comment here. Yeah, non-hollow on the courts was a huge mistake. Absolutely agree. Patrick, too many hollow decks. So Patrick, I will have to say though, one thing out there about the playing card community is there really is a deck for everyone. And the trend for hollow will continue so long as there are enough people to buy them all. And not to say that I'm a big fan, because I personally am not a big hollow fan. Again, this one hit me more from a nostalgia point of view than any big demand on hollow. We see so many hollow gilded decks and hollow tuck boxes, and sometimes they look phenomenal. Other times it feels like it's just thrown on there because. So it really depends in the situation. I do agree though, 2021 was the year of hollow. We will have to see what 2022 brings to the table there. But dude, it was some interesting decks this week. And you know what? Like we said, it's hard to bring some 2022 decks out yet, but there's definitely some in the works that are going to be really fun and making their way to the top 3. And for everyone out there who has not done so already, we're going to be shutting down the raffle in about 30 seconds to a minute. So if you have not already, make sure to hit !raffle in the chat for your chance to win this fun little Deckin Around mystery deck right here.
Oh, yes.
You can see, I think that's a full Steven Tyler ×2 on there, plus a Deckin Around sticker. Nick, thank you so much. Pogs and Slammers vibes.
Thank you so
I absolutely
much.
love it, man. We appreciate the support, Nick. But yeah, for anyone who hasn't seen this, this is an OG Deckin Around sticker designed by Nathan Oser, our good friend. Nathan designed the Sirocco deck for Raffle Shuffle back in 2020. Honestly, still one of my favorite decks that I've seen come out in the community. Definitely underrated, and Nathan is an amazing artist.
One of my favorite Raffle Shuffle decks for sure.
Yeah. And Nathan is an amazing artist for anyone who hasn't checked this stuff out. So you'll get an original copy of a Nathan Oser Deckin Around piece right there. So for anyone out there, if you haven't, !raffle in the chat. We're going to be closing this thing up in a second here. Let's see what we get. And for anyone, I also see a lot of the heists and everything going on in the chat. Killing it, everyone out there. We still have to give out the baseline points for anyone who's at the 24-hour episode. So if you look at your points and they look a little low right now, don't you worry. We're going to be topping everything up to 200,000 points prior to probably the end of January. But let's jump on this raffle real quick.
Do it.
Closing entries out. Entries are now closed. And let's see where we go here. I'm pressing the button as we speak. And 3, 2, 1. All right. It's going to be showing up in chat in a second here.
Thank you, C-Dub.
Thank you, C-Dub. We appreciate it, man. Steve's meaty hands. And congratulations to Eric. You are the winner for this week's mystery deck. Eric, make sure to shout us out. show@deckinaround.com. Give us your address and name. We will get that deck out to you next week. Congratulations, Eric. That is an awesome win for you there. And look at that. Right as you were winning, you pointed out you have some nice shimma sitting there. 11,000 shimma points. Nicely done. And for everyone out there, we appreciate you coming in for this week's top 3 of 2022. We're really excited to see what everything comes out to this year. And for everyone, thank you so much for coming. Enjoy your Saturday night. Stay safe, stay healthy, and have a great weekend. And we will see you tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for what is going to be the most insane Deckin Around episode to date. We're sitting down with our man, Pig Cake, who we're going to try and keep him under control as best as possible for at least the first 10 minutes. So if you're ready for a shit show, tune in tomorrow, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on your favorite YouTube channel. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe, and we will see you tomorrow.
See you later, y'all. Peace.